I was very disturbed with what I read in the bulletin, particularly the headlines. I hope you put this down.
Oh, you want me to start writing now?
Good. I was very, very disturbed when I saw in the bulletin on the Thursday, the 9th of the 11th, which was a very important day, that messages of hate. I was certainly not there for hate. If you read my placard, which said, "Wake up Australia, she won't be right, mate. Today you have a choice, but tomorrow you may not. You'll be submitted to Islam."
Cool.
Okay. I've never attended a rally ever in my life, nor a protest. But as a grandma, and I have been studying this Islam religion since the 2000 World Trade. I believe the world has changed dramatically since that day. You know, I'm an older lady. In the 50s, we had the Russians, the Chinese, the Greeks, the Italians, you name it. They all assimilated into our culture. We learnt lots of wonderful things, their cuisine. But since the Islamic people have come in, they have not assimilated. They actually want to change our way of life. I am not a racist because Islam is only an ideal. It's a religion. And the word Islam means to be submissive. Or it means to be as under submission. According to the Quran, every person who is not a Muslim is an infidel and must convert or be killed. The Hindus, the Buddhists, the Christians and other religions cause very few problems in our country. But Islamic believers, with their belief, cause many problems. Why? Because the Quran teaches they cannot submit to any other law but Sharia law. I believe one of the reasons the councillors are being pressured into voting for the present mosque is because of the fear of being labelled racist. Opposing... Okay.
One of those councillors are being pressured
into voting for the present mosque is because of the fear of being labelled racist.
Sure. Yep. Okay.
Opposing Islam is not being racist because Islam is a religion, I did say that before too, and an ideology and not a race of people. We hear from our council that we're just a minority with these views. But go to the streets, the clubs, etc. and ask an everyday person what they think about the new mosques being built in our suburbs. It's not just the one down in Currumbin. There's now plans for another one in Surfers Paradise starting in 2015. Do you know that?
Who's submitted those plans?
Those plans I've got. I can send you an email on that. I'll do that. You'll have to give it to me at the end. It would be very interesting to have a referendum of all ratepayers on the Gold Coast to see if they agree to another mosque being built in any suburb on the Gold Coast. That's the picking back that they use now, Joe. My main concern really is for our younger generation. We've lived in this beautiful country, the lucky country I've called it, but I don't believe we're so lucky anymore. Nobody is listening. They're being lethargic. You'll see in the photo that I have in the paper is a book that I want everyone to read. You can get it from the library, and that will give you a great insight. It was a woman who had been a Muslim for 30 years, and then she realised what was going on and has got out, and she's written, there's many books that have been written, but this is the book that gave me a lot of insight. Sure. There's a lot of information also on the internet, so why bury your head in the sand? Well, let's wake up Australia. It's too good a country. I want it to be the country that I grew up in, for my grandchildren and all the other young kids around.
Sure.
And I think that's why I really took quite an offence, and don't put this down, but rednecks. Whoever used the word redneck, do your homework.
Live with the Currumbin residents who are opposing to this development.
That's what a redneck...
Who used it first?
Well, a redneck... Okay, this is the word redneck. And I did take offence to this too, because a redneck really comes back from the American days of the poor people, and they'd be doing work and they'd get a redneck. It also means a bogan.
Oh, I know what it means.
You knew what it meant.
Yeah.
It's used in the wrong context. Okay, is there any other things?
Yeah, just a few questions.
Yeah.
So, obviously, there were some racist opinions put forward at that rally. There were various racist statements made by people at that rally, and including threats made to both councillors, journalists, and other such things. Do you think the rally got out of hand?
Not at all, because I didn't see that at all. The people that I knew that were there were all just of the one like-mindedness to make people aware that we're going to lose our country from these people. I definitely did not see anything that was out of hand. No, I didn't.
There's been a mosque at Arundel for more than 15 years. Do you think that's brought Sharia law or any of this into the Gold Coast?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Do you think so, Liz? I don't think.
No, the only thing I've ever heard is the parking.
It's the parking, and that's the biggest
and the hours.
They don't care, and they park all over your driveway.
Sure.
They've got no consideration whatsoever. That's the only thing that we've ever heard.
Matt, what happens, when the... I know in this one they've got not 4 from 7 o'clock, but can the government restrict their...
operating hours?
Yeah.
Oh, the council can, yeah.
But that's legal.
Well, that's what they're doing now. With regards to the debate on Wednesday last week, I'm sorry, they restricted the operating. They proposed restricting the operating hours, and they can revisit that again tomorrow.
But the Muslims can take into account the law and see that to be overturned afterwards, couldn't they?
No, not necessarily.
But okay.
I mean, they can appeal the decisions, but they can't. It's the law, yeah. If it's the law, you have to stick with it. So it's otherwise they face fines, among other things. So that's how that works.
Okay.
Now, this has nothing to do with the rally, but just so that you're aware as well, that Hal-El, do you know much about Hal-El? Hal-El? I've got a wonderful lady who can tell you so much about Hal-El. The money that they make, I mean, the 10%, isn't it?
I don't know what
the percentage goes back to the Brotherhood. Do you know what for? Yep.
Sure.
I'm not going to sit
I
back.
don't know how you trace that through.
I'd say, I guess. The councillors have been branded by people from that rally on the Facebook website as traitors. Do you feel that they're traitors?
I believe that they're ill-informed. I would say that they have not done their homework to know what's happened. History repeats itself, and I do believe what's happened in these no-go zones in Europe, and what my husband was saying before with Belgium, it's going to happen here too if we don't wake up.
What do you mean?
Waking up?
No. What do you mean by no-go zones? What do you think?
No-go zones means if you're not of their race or not wearing the burqa, you can't go into those areas. It's called a no-zone area. There's 751 of them in France. We could have them down in Sydney. I mean, there's a lot of Muslims there. And are we going to sit back and let that happen?
Has it ever happened in Australia?
Not yet. But not yet. You're eligible too. It can happen here. And the other thing that I've got, I'll say this too. When a motorcyclist walks into a bank, he has to take off his helmet.
Yep.
When they go in with their burqas, we don't know what they've got underneath that garb. And if I met one in a toilet, do I know whether it's a man or a woman? And if I went to their country, I'll bet they would make me wear what they wear. Okay, why can't they wear what we wear here? I saw a woman one day in a chemist shop. Husband was there. It was a hot day. It was Christmas time. Mm-hmm. He had a singlet and thongs on. She was dressed up in the full outfit. And I really felt like saying, how cruel are you to this woman? It was so hot to have that outfit on.
Has there been an example of someone robbing a bank while dressed in a burqa?
It could happen. But hang on, these are things that could happen. It'll be too late when it happens.
Sure.
I told you so. Remember? No, but I think it's a point worth taking. But our people, if I had a helmet on, I have to take it off.
Sure.
We don't know what's underneath.
I think I read the other day was a law in Western Australia where they've got to take it off.
No, it's in France.
France. Yeah, I knew there was somewhere.
Yeah. Under Australian law, it's illegal to do something, to forcibly do that for reasons of religion. You can't discriminate against someone on that ground.
So ridiculous. And even the pollies, I think they're playing it all down so there's no fear. They don't want the people to fear. I think it's a lot worse than what we've been told.
See, I'm fighting for our Australian soldiers.
Yes.
I mean, that article on Sunday where the soldiers have been warned to
Not to wear
wear the uniform.
That's
a shame.
That's here in Australia. Did you tell Andrew about what I told you last night?
Yeah, I did tell them.
2 years ago,
In Bankstown.
they were
They
told
told him not to wear his uniform and to wear a hat to cover the crew cut.
Yes.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, now, so that, but you know what? The worst part was they tried to help someone they were trying to rob, a couple of them. So within 2 minutes, one of them had got a carload of 5 guys. That's the frightening part.
Yeah.
I know.
That was never reported, I'm sure.